That's bad.
Got the engine out. Now we can start fogging this whole engine bay, make it look a little bit nicer, a little bit cleaner. And for that, we just have some roll bar and chassis paint. The stuff's super durable, lays down pretty good. It'll look nice.
Yeah, I could get 5/16 and move all them wires out of there so we don't paint them.
Yeah, I figured we'll pull the wiring out of the way and maybe tape the threads off on that. And pretty much everything back, or everything left, is just fog black.
Yeah.
Engine bay's looking sweet, and I got the turbo drain welded on the oil pan, making it a pain in the ass to tighten the bolt. And we got the pan gasket on it, remember to do that. So I think we're just about ready to stuff the motor back in there for its permanent home. I think that gold's gonna look so nice in that black engine bay. Look at Jewel sitting in there, a 9-second Jewel.
Both the headers on what's out here, unless it's gonna make with training bolts in there.
Well, the headers are easy to get to in there.
Oh yeah, I know it. It's even easier right here.
Yeah. But yeah, it might make the training bolts annoying.
Yeah.
Boy, look at that beautiful Circle D billet torque converter.
Yeah, if there's a way to screw myself, I would do it.
Yeah. Alright, start putting it in. Alright, got the engine all bolted in, bolted up to the transmission. Haven't tightened the torque converter yet. Got a new water pump on it that I had on the shelf. Pops just took off to go get some black paint for the power steering alternator bracket. And man, that engine looks so nice in there. I'm thrilled with how this truck's coming together, man. So we just need to keep buttoning things together and keep knocking things out. Alright, we've been rocking and rolling on Jack pretty darn good. Made some pretty good progress this last week. So you can see how everything looks now that the paint's all dry. Nice satin firewall, satin frame. Everything's looking pretty darn good, I think. Radiator's not in it because I need to put the crank pulley on still. I wanted that out of the way just to make it a little bit easier. Not ding anything up. But man, we're trucking right along on this thing. It's looking pretty good. Yesterday, last night, whenever, I don't remember. Sometime yesterday, I got the computer ordered for it, Terminator X, going with the same thing that I got in the RX-7. And then Scott said that this week sometime he's going to be shipping out the harness for it. And for now, we can just use the 3.5-inch screen out of the RX-7. Not a huge deal. So yeah, once the harness shows up, computer should be here. Hopefully not super long. Then we can get all that figured out, make it look nice. I got the relay board made for it, turned out pretty decent. So this fuse block, one side is all grounds, and the other side is all the positives. So that's going to be the fuses for the relays. This is, so these three here are the switches for these relays, and here's the outs for them. Same thing on this side, just trying to make it look a little bit nicer because this fuse block, I didn't think it was going to be on each side. I don't know what I was thinking, but I just had to kind of adapt and redo it. I think it turned out pretty good. I might put a sticker or something to fill this space. Snydertron one or maybe a Motor City Moonshine one. Haven't really decided yet. And I need to replace these screws. They're just held in there temporarily to keep them in place. They're just wood screws. But I think all things considered, it turned out pretty darn good. So need to find a spot in the truck for that. It'll probably be on the passenger side floorboard, around there. Like probably under there somewhere, give or take. Yeah, I don't think I want to put it here. I don't know. Haven't really thought a whole lot about it. It'd be cool someday to put a passenger seat in this thing, but that's not a massive priority, even though these plastic seats are $30-40 on Summit. So yeah, we'll probably end up putting it in the floorboard there. And I don't know if I want to put the ECU in here or put it on the firewall. I'm kind of a fan of putting it on the firewall because they have the Terminators have the diagnostic lights on them. So it makes it real easy to see if there's any codes or anything being thrown. That's the main reason in something like this. I like putting them on the firewall where they're easy to see. For cleanliness, tucking it under the dash there, that's how I have the RX-7. And then just have to route the wires and figure that out. But yeah, I think this thing's turning out sweet. I'm super, super thrilled with the truck. Shut up, phone. You can see, got the bypass on the water pump. So yeah, like I said, I got the Terminator ordered. That should be here as soon as it can, hopefully. I'm hoping it ships out today. Today's Monday. And then I started making a cart on Amazon for just about everything else. Everything fuel system related, turbo drains. I think I have a feed that should work for it. Over here, probably on the bench still. I need to clean this place again. This one? Never mind, that's not going to be long enough. I could just get a new 4AN hose though, but yeah, that's not going to be long enough. Then again, I don't know. We'll see if it's cheaper to buy some new 4AN hose or just get a pre-made one, because it needs to go from here down to right there. Right there. And I need to check, I think I've got one of those fittings that'll work. I should have thought about it to check while we had the engine out and easy to get to, but I think I've got one of those fittings that should work. I think it's a 1/4 NPT, could be wrong. Yeah, and then obviously need to clean up that wiring a little bit, go through things one step at a time, but we're making awesome progress on this truck. Once I get the stuff ordered for Amazon and get the fuel pump, I need to get the injectors. We're going with some Snake Eater 1500s. If you need anything from Snake Eater, use code Snydertron for 10% off. Like I said, we're going to go with 1500s. And for the fuel pump, we're going to go with the MagnaFuel 4303. I was looking it up, watching a bunch of motion videos and stuff like that. I like the simplicity of one pump, and I've been wanting to try them out for a while. Looked up a lot of like reviews and stuff like that and forum posts about it, and there's a lot of people who say that they ran out of pump around like 800 to 850. Everything I've noticed, all of the posts that I saw were from 2014 or earlier on that. So maybe the quality of the pump's better. I would hope it is, being 8 years later. And I was watching Motion Raceworks' video on the pump. They seem to swear by those pumps. They say that they've made 1,000 plus to the wheels with them in like drag and drive events. I'm just gonna follow everything they say to do. So it's gonna have a 12 AN feed to the pump. I don't know if I want to do an 8 AN or a 10 AN from the pump up to the regulator. So gonna think about that. I'll probably do an 8 AN. We're not trying to shoot for a ton of horsepower. I don't know. Might do 10 just to be safe. And then we need to do the return. I am going to use the stock TBSS rails. I know that they can support a ton of power, and we already have them. They're simple. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're trying to keep things simple and easily serviceable. As much as I like the look of like the billet rails and stuff like that, it's a lot of fittings, a lot of failure points. Just using this, we're gonna flip the rail so that the inlet is right here. I'm gonna put the regulator here so that it'll feed up to the bottom, and then bloop into the rail, and then it's gonna have the return go straight down. I'm gonna make my own bracket so that I can keep it far enough away from the headers and not worry about getting the fuel hot or the lines hot or anything like that. Again, just trying to keep things as simple as I can. I think probably the biggest complaint about this truck is these wheels. And I agree, they're ugly, but they are not heavy. These are Outlaw 2 wheels, I think, from American Racing, and they are light. They are just freaking hideous though. So with that in mind, at some point this truck will be getting new wheels. I'm probably going to get the Jeg spike wheels for it because they make them in this bolt pattern, they make them the right size and offset, and they're affordable. But that's not a big priority right now. But yes, I do want to put actual skinnies on the front and get wheels with better offsets for the back, because you can see we had to lift the rear end a little bit because the tire would rub here a lot, and this is plastic. We can't flare it out anymore. And we've got like 2 inches from tire to spring. So I think these are 8s. Actually, if I remember correctly, we had, yeah, I've got almost a fist to fit from tire to spring. So I think these are 8s. I'm going to get 15 by 10s for the back, help stretch the tire out a little bit, stiffen the sidewall, and get a better offset. So it'll probably be about the same. It'll just be deeper, which will help pull the tire a little bit in. So that's kind of the plan for that. And then skinnies, obviously we've got tons of room up here. Yeah, going to a skinny up front will drop a little bit of weight. I really want to put the truck on the scales and see how much we are at, and get an idea of what we need for front springs, because this front end can come down at least 3 inches. Man, this thing's going to have so much travel. I really think that this truck's going to have about 8 inches of travel. And this is all stock stuff. I know with the big block where it was, we were at about 7 inches of travel. And I'd like to get the front just a hair lower than it was before, so we're going to have even more travel. And the only thing that's stopping the travel right now is the shocks. So I think, let's see if I can see it over here. I think we have, yeah, we got the shock below the control arm. So I was thinking about putting the shock above the control arm and spacing it up a little bit. Just trying it first, seeing if I can space it up off the control arm a little bit, and seeing if that would allow the control arms to swing down a little bit more. And as long as it doesn't mess with bump steer or anything, I think we could sneak out maybe another inch of travel that way. That restriction point is pretty far in, so if it's, you know, a 1/4 inch longer stroke here, that really multiplies out here. All right, anyway, I know I'm starting to ramble, so we're gonna wrap this video up. Pretty good progress on the truck. The engine's finally permanently in its home, and I think we can all agree this thing looks sweet. The lighting's kind of crap, but that satin engine bay with the shiny heads and gold block, dude, I think it looks so cool. So this is where we're gonna wrap up the video for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, clicking that bell, getting the notifications. We'll see you next time.